what would you specifically break?
Most catches in the game for a rookie, most catches in a season, and then most yards. Dude, I remember when I'd lose, like I'd run up to the PS2, flip it open, and break the disc.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, FaZe Swagg, here with my co-host, Matt. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend on today. Not even arguably, the greatest rookie of all time in the NFL, the king of LA right now, my dog Puka, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, bro? Man, life is good. It's good to be out here in LA, that's for sure.
How you doing, bro?
Man, staying busy. The off season just getting started, trying to get on the world tour, see what's out there to do, and then shoot, I'm trying to be at every Laker game possible. I'm trying to make sure they could sign me to be the water boy, the towel boy. I'm gonna be there. If it says Lakers, I'm gonna be there.
So you're a massive Laker fan.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a LeBron fan. Like I'm trying to invest into LA. I'm like being out here has been so great, and I'm like this is everywhere. Everybody wants to come here in the off season, but shoot, I love watching Lakers. I'm like it's prime time right there.
I feel that, man. Me and Matt, we first kind of found out about you. I think was it this last year or maybe last season?
No, it was when he was a rookie.
Yeah, it was when you were a rookie. Mm-hmm. We went to a game and. You just like started going off, and we're like,
dude, he scored right in front of us.
Yeah, you caught a touchdown like right in front of us, and I was like, bro, this guy's insane.
Yeah,
like,
we were all like,
that.
what?
And they were saying you're a rookie. I'm like, what?
SoFi is pretty sweet, right?
Dude. It's like an experience. How's it playing in there, bro?
Sometimes it doesn't feel. It does get a little hot. It feels like a kind of like a greenhouse because like the way like you can see like the sun comes down. It's like indoor but outdoor at the same time, but. It's absolutely unreal. It's so every time we go down the players' parking lot, you got to go down like the tunnel or underground. I'm like, man, this is like a secret mission right now. I'm locked in right now. They got the mural of like AD, Snoop Dogg when they all performed out here for the Super Bowl, and that's like on the tunnel when you're coming down. It's like I put my hoodie on. I'm like, I'm locked in right now.
Do you ever get like, playing that kind of stadium, like being on the field? Do you ever feel that the crowd, or is they kind of just like when you're playing, you're just kind of just focused on the game?
I think sometimes there's moments in the back, they're like their background noise, but then like, man, like when you score, like there's a big play and like, man, you can like feel everybody stand up from their seats and start screaming, bro. You're like, man, I'm like my first touchdown. Like I remember, not my first, but like my first time scoring at SoFi. We playing the Eagles. I caught one on the right sideline and like when I caught it, there's the moment of like the ball's in there. It's like,
yeah.
And then you catch it, everybody's like, oh, it's like, bro, like I felt like I went Super Saiyan, bro. I'm like, I'm like the light is beaming out my chest right now. It was like, I think I screamed for like 5 minutes straight. I got to sideline, I'm about to pass out, bro. Like everybody chill. Everybody's slapping you on the head. I'm like, I already got a concussion, bro. Chill out. But it is unreal sometimes.
That's awesome, man.
Dude, you're actually our first ever professional football player on the pod.
Hell yeah. Yes, seriously. You got it right. Yeah, LA's own.
We've had NBA players, but never NFL players. So we're excited to learn a lot about like the behind the scenes of being an NFL player. Like we have so many questions just because we're so curious.
Sure. Yeah, I love that.
So
who are some of the NBA guys you guys had on?
We had AD.
Okay.
Max Christie. Yeah. They both got traded.
I know.
That's actually crazy to think about. They both got traded.
Yeah, that was such a crazy way, like how that all happened. I remember they were playing the Knicks that night. They beat the Knicks, and it was like right after the game, it was like, oh, AD's gone, Luka Doncic to the Lakers. And I'm like,
I ran in my house. I was driving, and I saw Shams posted on Twitter, and I said, no, AD got traded. I got out of my car mid-street, ran in the house, and I screamed in the house. I was like, guys, AD got traded for Luka. Everyone was like, man, shut up. I said, bro, check your phone.
Yeah, especially when you know a Shams poster, you're like, oh, this is real
deal.
Like,
it's real shit.
You see that from NBA CENTEL, you're like, I'm like, they're trying to scam me right now.
Bro, yeah, the CENTEL CEO, he's crazy. He be getting me sometimes.
Bro, it's too good. Every time I'm scrolling on Twitter, I'm like, man, I know. I'm like, I got to make sure I triple check before I repost this. Or I'm like, I got to see who's posting this.
Is there an NFL CENTEL at all? Or is it just the NBA dude? It's just the
I think it's just the NBA dude. I'm sure there are similar ones like for the NFL, but shoot, I feel like Adam Schefter and them sometimes be even posting fake news, and I'm like, oh, you're supposed to be the most reliable source. You're supposed to be the Shams of the NFL, bro.
But CENTEL does it to the point where it's like it's so believable. It tricks you. Everyone else kind of posts like funny, but they like make it like, wait, what? Is that actually true?
Yeah, they're good. He's good. Who's ever behind that Twitter account, he needs an upgrade for sure. They pay that man for sure.
He deserves $1 million, man.
Bro, I was like studying a bit about your story, and I had no idea how like inspiring and just kind of crazy your life has been. I wanted to kind of talk about your journey towards the NFL. From what I read, obviously it was not an easy journey. Maybe tell us a bit about early days, just kind of having 5 brothers, right?
Yep.
I want to hear about like the behind the scenes of it, as far as the good and the bad, and also just like your gaming background growing up.
Shoot, yeah, I come from a big family. I'm the second of 7, so I'm the second youngest. So I have one younger brother, and then everybody else is above me. And like having older brothers, like my first real memories of like my childhood of like are on the football field. Like whether that was like me being like the tackling dummy for my brothers, or like being in the back of the truck with my dad, and like there was all the other football players on the team, like in the car. And we had all the bags in the back, and we just going to the practice field, like. That's always what I've been around. So like football has been a part of my life, like growing up and watching the game and like just being like a part of like a team environment. Like that's one thing that I feel like definitely helped me like have success in the NFL. Was like I grew up in a big family, so it's like I was used to having other people around, competing with my brothers, because there was like at basketball, whether we were shooting basketball hoops or we were putting away the dishes, there was just constant competition. But so it made coming into the NFL like just a little bit easier, because like there is that competition, but there's also like that you need that brotherhood, like that camaraderie to like achieve the ultimate goal, which is winning.
100%. You guys had a team. You could have had your you guys had your own little league.
Exactly.
Team,
we could have done both ways, and we would have figured it out. For sure. But it was so fun, because like just competing against them. Like in my youth, like once I got to play on my own team, my first year I played with my older brother Samson, who's 3 years older than me. Like I was one smaller than all the other kids out there on the football field. Like my dad and my older brother were the coach, so I'm like, they put me at left tackle. I'm out here 3 years younger than everybody. I'm playing left tackle.
Wow.
Like I remember, I couldn't even say I did a kick step. So I'm like, they hiked the ball. I stand up to the guy, and I just remember like he like sumo tossed me, and I'm like on the ground. He's like on top of me, and I'm like, I'm looking at him, like I look to the side. I'm like, I see my brother, and then I'm like, that's my brother.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm like, sorry, bro. Like, you tried so hard and we still scored.
Yeah.
So I'm like, got
awesome.
you, dude. And like, I remember that moment of being like, man, like the team success feels so good. Like, man, like everybody's part is required. Maybe not in that exact play. Like my job,
of course, yeah.
I don't think my guy was gonna make the play anyway. I had to block him. So no, but like it was like, oh man, like this is something like I want to be a part of. Like that excitement to be like, yo, not only because that was my brother, like in that memory, but being like, man, it takes everybody. I'm sure like there are so many, like especially in team sports like football and basketball, those are sports that we played growing up, but in like really anything in the business world, you like it takes more than one person.
For sure.
You gotta have that communication, you gotta have that like excitement, and like find people that have the same type of joy in doing the work that you call work. So football has been my life. Every memory I think of, and like there was football involved of it somehow.
Did you play Madden growing up?
I did. I like Madden. I used to. Man, I'm a rage quitter for sure. But I'm like I used to hate getting beat by my brothers. We had our living room. We'd walk in like a love sack and then a couch like by our TV. And the PlayStation, our place used to be set up right there. And I remember when I'd lose, like I'd run up to the PS2. Remember you could flip it open? So I'd run up to the PS2, flip it open, and break the disc. Be like, yo, I'm sick. No, if I lost, nobody's playing the game, bro. I'm telling you, like, I'm a rage quitter, bro. Like I was supposed to win, bro. Like how the hell did he pull it off, bro? I'm like, nope, nobody gets the game no more, bro. Like I used to get beat up so bad for that. Like Madden 11 was probably my favorite. Because they had the rewinds on it, bro. So I'm like, we're playing. Every time we started, they'd be like, no rewinds. They'd put theirs on no rewinds. I got 3 of them. So I'm like, all right, man. Go throw a pick, automatic rewind my ball. Let's go right back in it. Come on,
that was
Drew
a
Brees,
crazy feature, too. Do you remember that?
I didn't know. I stopped playing Madden like 09.
Bro, you could rewind any play, but you had like a couple of games. So if someone threw an interception, you could just rewind it.
That's
fumble the ball.
That's whack.
No, that was the best one, bro. I'm telling you.
As a little brother, I agree. It was the best.
I was like, from that moment on, in the year 2011 when we played Madden, I was probably undefeated just for that reason. I was like, I don't think I ever lost.
How many rewinds do you get a game?
I don't remember. I think you chose,
it was like
right?
3. It was like 3, 5, or you couldn't do them at all. I don't think there was like an unlimited one. Maybe because they didn't really have like arcade mode at that time.
Yeah,
like, it was something way different, but. That was like my favorite one just because of that reason. I was like, we don't have to break the disc if I have a chance to win.
That's tough. Did you play any Call of Duty growing up with you and your brothers?
We did. We used to have the split screen at the house, like Sunday morning. Like we had a garage. We had a system set up in the garage, and
what was the first system?
Sorry, we had Xbox 360 until we switched over to PlayStation.
Okay.
But we had the Xbox and first one, like Sunday morning, we would go to church in the morning later, but it'd be like everybody was up at 4 in the morning. Like my brother would be downstairs, like quiet, not making no noise, like so he could play in the garage and not have to play with any of us until everybody woke up. And it's like trickled down. And like I didn't realize it until I probably got to like 10 years old, maybe 11. I'm like 4th, 5th grade. I'm like, I gotta start waking up early. I'm like, Sunday right before church, I only got to play 30 minutes, but like Kai's in a full sweat. And Samson is like, he's crying. Kai beating him. Like, when did you guys play? We were supposed to get ready for church.
That's actually crazy thinking about, bro. Like, you have to share. Like, you guys all do the same thing. Yeah. So if you have one gaming system,
it's insane.
You never get a chance.
Yeah,
you never get a chance to get on.
Yeah, there were some tough days. There were days like everybody like, oh, did you play the new Halo like growing up? I'd be like, no, I didn't actually. Like, I didn't play the game.
20 minutes every 6 months.
You probably watched them play.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, literally, I was just taking notes. And I was like, he jumped so far. He had the energy stored. He was going crazy with it. I was like, wow. But it wasn't me.
Dude, that's great.
Do you have a favorite Call of Duty of all time?
Be careful with what you answer, by the way.
I want to say, what's the one with the yacht?
Oh,
Black Ops 2.
Yeah. BO2.
Good
That's
choice.
a good one.
That's his greatest COD of all time.
Okay, see, yeah. I'm glad. I was like thinking, do I say the original one? Zombies is OD. Like, man, like.
He said the one with the yacht hijacked.
Hijacked.
Yeah. That's the only way I could think of it.
Map.
I want to say, wasn't that like the cover? Like, it was in the cover.
It was a main map.
It was just the main, like the most popular map on them. And so, like, if you played it, you definitely know it.
Yeah, because they had the little burst pistol too in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
B23R, right? Was that what?
Yeah, good memory.
Wow, I do this. Come on, man, I do this.
Yeah, for real.
Was there ever a moment growing up? Because I mean, you were what pick were you in the draft?
I was the last pick of the 5th round, 177.
So did you have in a moment growing up where you knew you feel like you could make it to the NFL, or did it just all kind of just like, boom, I'm here?
No, my older brother. Both my other brothers had gone to play Division I, but my brother went undrafted in 2016 to the Browns. That was the year they went 0-16. So I'm like, It was terrible for them. But I was also like, when my brother got drafted, I'm like, yo, like my brother's about to be on Madden. That's the first time. I was like, my whole life I've been growing up and putting Nacua last name, trying to give him 99 everything. But I'm like, now it's about to be my brother in the game. So like, I don't even got to edit it no more.
I love that.
But that moment of being like, we were out at the park in Utah. And they got that call. They put the hat on him, and like we're just at all our families over there. I'm like, yo, like it's not like something I wrote on my paper in elementary school anymore. Like my brother, we've lived the same life. We've had majority of the same like experiences. Be like, this can be reality for me
for sure.
And that like give me. Then be like, man, I gotta ask my brothers the right questions. Now I'm like, I gotta watch and like actually listen to what he says. Now it's not just big brother talking to me. I'm like, man, like this always was a role model, but of being like, man, this is somebody who like is living the life that I want to live.
Yeah, for sure.
And did that lead to you like believe that you can do it as well?
Yeah, it gave like it changed my whole mindset of being like, man, like this is like it's something so foreign. I grew up in Las Vegas and then moved to Utah, so it was like there were no professional sports teams out there. So it was like I didn't run into Randy Moss at the grocery store, or Tom Brady at that Sprouts or something like that. I was like I never ran into any of them. So it was like, man, like I didn't have to run into them. I could call my brother and be like, yo, like what are you doing? What's the facility like? What are you doing to work out? Yeah.
100%. What positions did your brothers play?
My older brother played DB, he played safety, and then my other brother played defensive end. He's like the biggest out of us. And then my other brother, Samson, plays wide receiver. We have similar body types. He's a little bit taller than him, and then my younger brother plays wide receiver as well.
Dude.
Offense is the best way to go, I think. I mean, you score touchdowns, you get to work on your celebrations and stuff like that. I mean, defensive guys do them, but they're just not as cool.
Do you agree that the hardest position in the NFL is like being a DB? Or what do you think is the hardest position in the NFL? Because you're left on an island.
Yeah. Between DB or like tackle, like left tackle or right tackle, just because like those are like the biggest human beings that you have to block. Like it's like, bro,
they're like literally supernatural. Like,
yeah, like you got to block Myles Garrett, you got to block like the Bosas of the world. Like you're 6'8" human beings that are 250, like 8% body fat.
Running like, 4.3.
Yeah, literally, and they're the only thing that they're thinking about, and like most of these defenses are structures like I have to go get the quarterback. They're not asking him to drop back into coverage. They're not asking him to go like guard somebody else. Sense. Like the only thing he's thinking about when he lines up, bro, I gotta get that dude.
It's like stopping like a hungry lion, bro. It's like, bro,
yeah, like what do you want me to do if I don't have a loaded gun? I'm like, I can't win this matchup, bro.
Yeah. That's good.
So, maybe it's because I'm a wide receiver and I don't think DBs like deserve that much credit. But
okay, I like that.
I think it is close up there between it's 1A, 1B for sure.
I get it. And you went to what school did you go to for college?
I went to University of Washington for 2 years and then BYU for 2 years.
Okay. How was going to BYU? Because aren't they pretty? They're pretty strict, no? Like
yeah.
just the overall with everything, right?
100%. It was, but that's kind of like where my family moved out there because my older brother went to BYU. So like we moved back home, and yeah, it was super strict. But it was like, man, going back home is like it's home. So it felt so good to see like everybody I saw in high school, have all my friends. But then I was also like, I'm also in college now, so it's like there are some pros and cons of being back home. Like everybody still knows each other. It's the same people over here. I'm like, I go to the Costco or the McDonald's right there by the university. It's like it's not as like it wasn't as fun when we were in high school and we were staying here till 2 a.m. I'm like, now I stay here till 2 a.m. People are trying to run up like, hey, can you get us tickets to the BYU game? I'm like, that's not how it works, man.
That's good.
But yeah, it was BYU was a good place. I enjoy it. My mom still lives back there, and like my little brother's there right now, and it's super fun. They're well connected. The university is connected all over the place. I meet people out here in LA all the time. They're like, man, we went to BYU. We live out in the Valley, or we're down in Orange County, stuff like that. If you ever have anything going on, so it's like it's wild to think that there are a lot of people who you wouldn't assume go to BYU who are out here. Like, hey, we have a huge connection to BYU. We love it too. So I'm like, let me make sure I get all these phone numbers dialed right.
I get it, man. Tell me about draft day, man. You know, because where were you projected at, or where'd you think you were gonna get drafted?
I thought I was gonna be at least in the like day 2. So like the first round is just day 1, and then day 2 is 2 and 3. So I'm like, I'm training, like we're doing our training down in Orange County. I'm with Bryce Young. I'm with CJ Stroud.
Oh, you're with the dogs.
So I'm training with these guys. Like I don't watch ESPN. I'm not like my job is to like train and get in the best shape if I can. So like somebody will call me and give me opportunity. So I'm like, but I'm with the best guys, so that means I'm like I gotta be somewhat close to them, right? Like, great. You surround yourself with great people. Like I'm like, I'm gonna be right next to them. It's gonna go Bryce, CJ, Puka. Like, not that like that, but
first round ball.
But I'm thinking like, oh man, like, and then like going through, I had some injuries. I was kind of hurt, so I didn't do all of this stuff at the combine.
What'd you hurt?
I had like a hip flexor. Like I couldn't run really. And then going through this stuff, I ran slow at pro day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then it was like,
"What's slow? I gotta hear this. What's your slow?"
I ran 4.5, like 3. So like for a receiver, it's not that fast. But right? I'm like, especially now, like man, I watch guys just barely in the draft. I'm like, they got D linemen running 4.5. I'm like, geez, bro. I'm like, this 3 years later, so maybe they only get better, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But then draft day, we got an Airbnb. I got my family over there. We're down in St. George. We've been hitting the lakes. We're just watching every day. So like day 1, you watch everybody go get called. And you're like, man, I wish that was me.
That's got to be such like an anxious feeling. Just like, yo, this next one might be me.
Yeah, it definitely was. And like and then day 2 comes around, and you watch some of the other guys that we were training with like get drafted, and you're like, oh, like maybe like my phone's about to be next. Checking my phone every minute, like man, like. And then Saturday happens, which is the last day, and the Titans call me like first thing in the morning. Like wake up, I'm like Titans are like, hey, we have a pick today. Like be on the lookout. Like have your phone ready. Like well, I'm like, oh, of course. Like what do you think I'm doing? Like
I'm locked in, bro.
What do you mean? My phone has never been on ring actually yet. So like this is the only time it'll be like that. And then the Bengals call me like not like right after I hang up with the Titans, the Bengals call me like, hey, we have a pick. I'm like, all right.
So that's how the draft works. They call like the people who they're gonna draft way before and just be like, yo, like coming up, we're gonna get you. We're gonna try to get you.
So that's what I thought, but they never ended up calling me back. So it's like they just told me to like wake up and start watching so I could just watch again. And I was
like, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
They totally played me, and then my agent texted me, we're coming up and finishing the 5th round. I'm like, oh my gosh, like. Could this day get any longer? Like, what
was the vibes in the crib? It was just
like half my family's outside. They're playing pickleball. Like, kind of just like trying to do other things. Like, I'm just sitting up there. Honestly, when I got called, like I was sitting up by myself in like the upstairs like foyer area. Like, there's another TV up there. Everybody's just kind of eating food, hanging out. And I'm like, I just walked up there kind of by myself. And I'm like, I get a call. It's like Thousand Oaks, California. I'm like, I've been a football fan. Like, so I'm paying attention. I'm like, who the hell is in Thousand Oaks, California, bro? And I'm like. I pick it up. Mr. Sneed's on the phone. He's like, "Hey, what's up, Puka? How you doing?" I'm like, "Shoot." I'm like, "My life is good, bro." I'm like, "Life is good." Like he's like, "Well, hopefully we can make it better." I'm like, "Hell yeah, you can make it better, bro." Like, man, I've been waiting for this call. And like, dude, man, like how much like happiness and like that moment of like relief of like, man, I could feel like the exhale from everybody in my family and like in the house, like especially like you can feel tension sometimes.
100%, bro.
Watching everybody get called, other receivers, especially like when guys like who are playing other positions, like they get drafted, like like that team maybe needed them, so it's like like there you start thinking about the needs, and then like man, you see other receivers start to go, you're like, they picked that guy, they picked that guy. Like this team talked to me, and that's who they ended up going with. Be like, yeah, I didn't fit that system or what, but then. Man, when he called me, he's like, "Yeah, I can make your day better." I'm like, "Trust me, bro. You made my day 1,000 times better, bro."
Dude, I love that. And while they're choosing other receivers, like the other teams, in a way, is that motivating you? Like, is that?
A little bit. I'm not like I want to promote peace and love and like happiness. I'm like, I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I'm like, definitely didn't happen by chance. Like a lot of hard work went into it, but I'm like, I have no like hard feelings against those guys. I guess, and like the organizations, every time we go out there, I'm like, if you're not on the Rams organization, I'm trying to beat you up anyway. So like, respectfully, that doesn't even matter to me. But also at the same time, being like, man, definitely added like a little bit of like
a fire in you.
Yeah, a fire, and then but also like a confidence in being like, yo, like they chose me for a reason. Like these are the people that believed in me, like to give back that loyalty and like to also like give back to my family and be like, yo, like all the sacrifices you guys made and like the journey that we've been on together, like it means a lot to me because. One, I wasn't the first guy called, but I also both my brothers went undrafted, so like they had to wait till they had to watch everybody else get called and then get called. So it'd be like, I'm one step ahead of where my brothers are. Man. Like just like man, how much of a blessing it was, and being like, yo, I'm ready to go to work. Like that was the first thing I could think of. I was like, I don't know if you guys want me in LA right now, but I'll be there tomorrow.
He said, I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah. You should ask, like, yo, could you send a jet? Or like, the like, first round? Oh,
no, like only for the top guys? Okay, that makes sense.
So tell me, you get drafted. So now how does like payment work? So do you get drafted and instantly get paid? Or how does that all work? Like,
no, I wish. This is like the exact opposite, bro. Like so I signed the 5th round, get like a $150,000 signing bonus. So okay. Like, but you get drafts like mid-April and we reported maybe mid-May. And I don't think we got paid till like June. Like we have OTAs and then minicamp, like rookie minicamp, where all the rookies got to show up and they just the rookies are there. And so we go through that. I'm like, I don't think I ended up getting paid till like June. Like we finished rookie minicamp, went home. They're like, all right, everybody go back home. And then this is when you got to come back. And it's like right when I got back home I went back to Vegas. I went back to Vegas and I was like, yo, I finally got paid, man.
You got the direct deposit?
Yeah, right into the bank account. I'm like, Wells Fargo. I'm like, appreciate you, my boys.
So what was it when you got that first check, man? What'd you spend it on? Like, what'd you get?
Man, I went to go lease a car. I went straight to the BMW store in Salt Lake, and I went and got the BMW XM. Like there's like their hybrid like V8, bro. And I was like, man, I didn't even know everybody when I got here during like that mini camp, everybody out here in California drive to GLE, and I'm like, that was kind of the car I wanted. I'm like, it looks so nice, got like some little curve in the back,
GLE vibes.
But then I was like, everybody got it, bro. Like I don't want to get like it in bright pink, so like mine's different. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, one, I don't want to do that anyway. I'm like, I don't want people to know what kind of car I drive. But I was like, I got the BMW. I'm like, it's a switch up, it's still nice, still drives fast. And I was like, oh man, I love that car. It was sweet. I felt like such a boss when I pulled up to the facility. I was renting a car during that like the OTA like rookie minicamp period. I'm like got like a Toyota Camry and something like that. I'm like I'm repping it. I'm like I'm sliding down the 101. I'm like I'm a Rams football player, bro. Like, you can't pull me over, bro.
I love it.
But it was too good. The Camry did me right though, for sure.
That's awesome. So tell me, throughout the season, how does a NFL player like get paid? Is it you get it like after the game, or is it like every week, or how does that work?
So payment day is on Tuesday, but it's for every week. So I get they used to do it like you get paid every 2 weeks, but they changed it now. Like the payment period is over a longer time, but you get paid Tuesdays like right after. So after the game on Sunday or whenever it is, like Tuesday's a payday. So it's like Monday you come into a little bit of recovery, and then like Tuesday you come in, it's your off day. Tuesday's everybody's off day.
You're like this.
So I'm like, man, Tuesday we going out to Benihana's.
You said Benihana's.
Like we about to go eat good tonight, bro. I'm like, I might get me 2 sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's, bro. Like that, they might charge me an extra 25 cents, and I'm gonna grab that for sure.
Forget it, man. And so NFL is like, you guys don't get paid when the season's over. You stop getting paid.
Yeah.
How does that like? Is that stressful in a way, or is it like, do you think it's good? You think NFL should extend it to where you get paid throughout the whole year, or what do you think? Because I feel like it's kind of stressful, especially for people who don't know how to really manage their money well.
Yeah,
I feel like it's easy to just kind of I don't get a check for another 6 months.
Yeah, I think so. What month are we in right now?
March.
So I think that's why they did expand it a little bit, but it's like, yeah, there is still like a time period where you don't get paid. And I'm like, I guess that was like the nice thing would be like, yo, I had never seen, when I got that signing bonus, I had never seen a comma in my bank account. I'm like, I'm in college, I'm like, bro, I had NIL my last year, and I was like, I still didn't even see that. And I was like, one that maybe says like I wasn't doing enough, but it being like, yo, like it's stressful. Yeah, it is stressful. Be like, yo, I gotta manage my money. I can't go eat out all the time. Like, yeah, after the game, after a good game, we're like, oh, everybody's going like, hey, we're about to go eat at this spot. Like, oh, we're grabbing bottles or we're doing this. Like, you gotta buy the tomahawk steak, and I'm like, should I buy the tomahawk steak? Like, I love eating steak, but I'm like, that $175 for only 20 ounces. I'm like, that's a little crazy, bro. I'm like, the math isn't adding up, but. I think it's good. I don't think they should extend it because like you have to kind of have to grow up. I guess that's the only word I can really think of. Like, man, like you got to understand, like, man, like there's as a rookie, like the minimum for the NFL is like $850, something like that. Like, so it's like you're coming into a lot of money. Like not everybody in the world sees that money and like ever in their life, like, or even over like a lifetime. So you're like, yo, like you got to be around the right people and learn how to manage it. Cause like the average NFL career lasts 3 years.
3 years,
like, maybe 3.5. So like, man,
I didn't know that.
It goes by fast. And like I'm going on to year 3 right now. Like this upcoming season will be year 3. I'm like, I feel like I'm a rookie still. Like I blink my eyes. I'm like, do I even know how to get from the 101 to the 405, bro? Like, where's SoFi Stadium at again, bro? I have to Google Maps it every time we in there, bro.
I love that, bro.
But yeah, I'm like, it was scary, but it's been good because then like my mom, like, man, now I really got to FaceTime my mom. Like, hey, where's that 99-cent store we used to go get this stuff from? I'm like, I use all paper plates and stuff like that.
Nah,
like,
I get it.
You gotta save in the ways you can, because I'm like, yo, I don't need freaking fine china at my house right now. I'm like, I live in an apartment, and I was like, I'm okay with eating McDonald's every day. Like Coop, the other receiver on our team, he tried to get me off the McDonald's trip. I'm like, yo, I just ate 3 meals for under $55, bro.
Wait, so you be eating McDonald's during the season?
Yeah.
What's your order?
It depends. I normally get like a 10-piece chicken nugget meal with the sweet and sour sauce and a high C.
Fire.
But then if not, I'll get like a double quarter pounder with no pickles, no onions, and like and I'll ask for sweet and sour sauce on the side.
Right? So you love sweet and sour.
Hey, that's the best one. They were like, oh, like I asked somebody to get I was picking up food for somebody. They're like, yeah, like get the barbecue sauce with chicken tenders. I was like, yo, we might not be able to be friends after this. Like, you just asked for the barbecue sauce, bro. Like, like respectfully, like you could have just asked me to go get like Chick-fil-A sauce from somewhere. Like I would have gone and got that instead of the barbecue sauce, bro. Like you were tripping.
So do you like In-N-Out is the question. We have to ask this.
I do like In-N-Out.
Okay.
You guys not In-N-Out fans?
We love it.
Yeah, In-N-Out's fire.
Do you like Five Guys?
I do.
What's better?
I do too.
See, I don't view Five Guys as like a fast food restaurant because they don't have
a drive-through.
Drive-through.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a sit down. Like even though you can pick it up, like I would have to lean to Five Guys just because like the burger is bigger. Not necessarily maybe better, but bigger. That's what I'm like. You get more meat. I'm like,
you get more meats from the Five Guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
all right. Nah, I just thought about that.
So let's say In-N-Out, McDonald's. What are you choosing?
Ooh, McDonald's. That's not even a question.
I think McDonald's is your
the fact
go.
That he said not even close. Not even close.
I mean, bro, he eats it during the season.
What do you like?
You don't feel like when you eat it during the season, you don't feel like, I don't even know. Like you just.
I leave a big old smile on my face.
That might be the secret.
I'm loving it, bro. Like I'm on that, bro.
That might be the secret to why he's so good.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I be tipping the ladies there. I'm like, they know me. Or I be coming through in the morning, bro. I'm like, they
probably got it ready. The sweet and sour thing.
That was like one of the like most like realest things I ever saw. Jason Kelsey when he retired, bro, like took his jersey back to the McDonald's like by the facility, like and like I don't know if they hung it up there. Like I've never been over there, but I'm like. That's real. Like I'm trying to have that relationship with McDonald's. Like now that we moved our facilities, we're by Topanga Mall over there in Woodland Hills.
Yep.
There's a McDonald's around the corner, bro. I drive there sometimes during lunch. Like we have lunch. We got an hour 20 minutes in between meetings and stuff like that. See ya.
Dude, I love it. I've never met someone who loves McDonald's in 2025 this much. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Hey, it's only been a couple months. You just gotta wait.
They're a vibe. I used to always just get the Big Mac. That was my thing. I like Big Macs.
Yeah.
I'm a McChicken guy.
McChicken?
You do the
spicy?
No, regular.
What?
2.
I'm not a spicy guy either.
What? You just get the regular sandwich?
I wouldn't go for the McChicken.
Oh, okay. You ever had the fish fillet? The fillet of fish?
That's insane.
Nah.
If you order that,
it's gas.
You're a troll.
My grandma used to get it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like an old person's meal.
It's gas. Extra tartar sauce.
Yeah,
crazy.
It comes on a seedless bun though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The bun does look kind of appetizing.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's
Bro.
like buttery with the fish. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Script.
That's what you got to get on your quarter pounder. You go there and get a quarter pounder. You get a burger. You can ask them for like the seedless bun.
To play.
Whew.
Now, being in the NFL, do they like manage your nutrition, or do they tell you that you can't eat McDonald's?
We have a nutritionist, but like,
He's like, like, eat chicken breast? Nah.
no,
Chicken nuggets.
I guess, yeah. Honestly, I stopped eating chicken. The only time I really have chicken is when I go get chicken nuggets. Like,
Dude, I love
Bro,
this.
what?
This
yeah,
is so
no,
unexpected.
but like, so like we have a nutritionist, like they have the supplements, like the stuff where you can take, you can ask them. But I'm like, every time I go do my body comp, like I'm always like, I've never been out of weight. Like my body, I've never been over 9% body fat since I've been in the NFL. Like,
wow.
My numbers are always good. And he's like, oh, like, what are you going to eat? I'm like, I eat a lot of steak, dabble in some Shake Shack, some McDonald's. Like I go still hit the same fast food spots.
Huh?
He's like, yeah, we probably should cut down on McDonald's. I was like, yeah, you know, I go 2 times a week now. Like, I used to be 4, bro. Like, especially like, man, I'm not a chef. I'm like, I know how to cook steak because I like my steak medium, and like that's what I like to eat the most. But I'm like, other than that, like, you couldn't see me in the kitchen. Like ramen noodles, kill. I'd make the best ramen noodles for sure. But like Spam, like stuff like we grew up on, like I'm like. Now I got money. I don't have to go eat Spam, but I still love Spam. Like I always have at least 3 cans of Spam at my house.
Yeah, I don't like Spam. You like Spam?
I've had like fried Spam and it's fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
You guys been to Hawaii before? Spam musubi?
I just came from
I've never
Hawaii.
been to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Spam musubi out there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you like
You
it?
like Spam? You didn't like it? You don't mess with seaweed or what?
Nah.
I'm not a big sushi
I don't like
guy.
the flavor. Like, it's not my cup of tea.
We're judging you.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. He's like, I just came back from Hawaii and I didn't like the most common thing you ate out there.
Oh, but in Hawaii, there's a breakfast, the Loco Moco.
Yep.
Insane.
What is that?
tier.
What is that?
You want to
It's
explain?
a beef patty with like a gravy over top and like you get like a sunny side up egg on top of it too. Like when that yolk cracks and you got that gravy on top with like rice underneath.
I like runny eggs.
Yeah.
That's fire.
A runny egg is top tier, bro. Like you have that with the steak, bro. I'm like, I know that's like common thing now that everybody's like on this carnivore based.
Yeah,
diet.
yeah.
Like, that's all you see on Instagram or whatever. But I'm like, bro, that really is the best thing in the world.
I think scrambled eggs are trash. Like over easy eggs.
Trash is crazy, but
They're just like, it's just like no vibe. You know what I mean?
The runny egg is better.
I like the egg mixed in with the hash browns with the steak a little bit in there.
Well, it depends. Like, do you like dry eggs or runny eggs?
I like runny.
So you can make scrambled like it's like you put milk in your eggs or no?
Nah, I don't even really like be like making eggs like that.
Yeah, I mean me either. But I'm like, when they get at the facility, I'm like, yo, can you put a little bit of milk in there? And like, I like them scrambled. It's just they're easier to eat sometimes.
For sure.
Like while we're on the road, going meeting to meeting. But I like them to be a little bit runnier. Like you don't got to cook it all the way through. It don't got to be like, oh, you could cut it into like a piece of pie, like and then serve it to me. I'm like, I want it all to be like, I want it to be dripping when
Like
it comes
dripping.
out.
Okay. I get it. So take me through the rookie season, man. Just the trajectory you're on, where you just like, I'm just hooping. You're just in the zone, like, because you ended up breaking the record, right? Mm-hmm. For what was it? What would you specifically break? Receptions?
Most catches in a game for a rookie. Most catches in a season, and then most yards.
dude, what?
It was yeah. It felt bad.
It had to feel like a fever dream.
It was like unreal. Like I feel like, man, I couldn't miss. Like I could only imagine like this is where the guys in the NBA, like when they're just like they turn around and just shoot the ball because they know it's gonna go. And I was like, that's how I felt. Like I'm Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan all in one right now, bro. Like, and it was just, and we had, so Coop got injured, our the receiver, and like we're going through and like he's helping me, like I'm learning all this information. Like game 1 we play Seattle. They're in our division. I just recently learned that. So we're playing.
You just recently learned that?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, I just gotta show up on Sunday. They don't ask me to know who we play, bro. I'm like,
Yo,
we watch film,
that.
but I'm like, they're on the other team. I'm not worried about them. They don't have that. They can't have that much real estate in my head, bro. Like they got a small, like little 96 square foot spot. Like
I love it, bro. That's so cool.
But so we're out there in Seattle, and I remember like their fan section is called like the 12th man, and I wore number 12 like in high school and stuff like that. And I was like, I remember telling Coop like pregame, I'm like, yo, like they're cheering for me, like they don't know, like I'm 12, like I'm like kind of talking like third person type stuff. I'm like, I'm 12, like that's me. And the first pass Matthew threw to me, I dropped. Like we weren't on the same page and being like, yo, like that was my first op, bro, and I missed it. I ran a little under route. I'm coming in, and he throws it like a little bit behind me, but I didn't stop because like I didn't know he wanted me to stop. So like I get my hands on him, but we drop it. And he like looks at me like gives me like a thumbs up. Like immediately after, I'm like, I'm not getting subbed out. They're not about to take me out of the game. Like he said, good job. I dropped the ball. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But like, man, that gave me so much confidence because I mean, shoot, I had 15 targets in my first game. I had 10 catches. I had 120 yards and like
First game?
Damn,
like, right out the gate.
And it felt unreal. That's why I'm like, even that. I had my welcome to the NFL moment was also in that game. We run we're doing some type of a blocking play, and I'm going back behind the O line to go block on the other side of the play. And this D lineman breaks through easily, and I don't even see him. I'm lined up facing this way, and I like look to go run this way, and as I'm running this way, like second step, like boom, like off the ground, like I'm looking up at the sky, and I get bounced off the turf, bro. He makes a play for like a 4-yard loss, and I'm like, what in the world just happened, bro? Like it was like I snapped my fingers, like I went like this, and I was like, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense, and like, but I didn't feel like nothing could knock me off. Like I just felt like I was in rhythm. Like there was a flow state. And we had a third down where it was, man, big third down for us to kind of ice the game right there. I get like a little corner route, stick him at the top. I turn, I'm like, oh, damn, this ball's coming to me, man. Like, and like go up, try a slight jump, get my feet in the ground, and like everybody's like celebrating. But like as I put my foot in the ground, I'm like, as soon as I caught it, I'm like trying to shoot my feet down. I'm like, yo, get in bounds. Like you gotta catch this ball. I like hyperextend my knee, and I'm like, I fall on the ground. Everybody's like slapping me, like get up, and I'm like, I'm hurting, but it's like I can feel like that the same thing. Like you can feel like an excitement in the stadium. Like even though we're in the other arena, like you hear like it's better when you're in the other arena because it either goes dead quiet or like you can hear like the actual fans for your team because like they start cheering and everybody else is dead quiet. So it'd be like I could hear like the guys on the sideline are like, let's go, Puka, like hyping me up. I'm like, get up, kid, like get up, you can do it, and like just getting up and like trying to like run back to the home, like I'm hurting so bad right now, but like we got it, and like we ended up winning that game and be like.
Were you out the next week with the hurt knee, or you played through that next week?
No, I played through. I hurt my rib. Bobby Wagner smacked me one time. I ran across the middle, and that was his first. He was with the Rams before, and then that was when we played him my rookie year. That was his first game back as a Seahawk. So like, tell you, everybody in this place didn't sit down the whole game. Like they're screaming for Bobby Wagner. He throws one across, and I'm like, I put my arms out, like extend, and he, as soon as like I'm bringing it in, he just smacks me. I'm like, and I'm pretty sure my arm was like there to protect me, and I'm like, my rib was hurting so bad. I had like a halftime. I went and got shot up because I was like, yo, I cannot go back out there and get hit again, and like I'll cry. I'm like, I'll sub myself out, bro. You don't have to sub me. I'll walk off the court. But and then from that moment on, like it just felt like a flow state. Matthew, he just was helping me so much. Like we talked every morning, like when we go out there at practice, whether it was at practice, at our walkthroughs, trying to sit with him at the lunch table just so we could be on the same page. Because until Coop came back, it was like we were trying to figure out how it was going to operate, and it was just so fun. I was like, I'm living the dream. Like I'm living in LA. Like my mom grew up out in Orange County. Like everything was just going right. I was like, not that I couldn't do any wrong, but I was like, man, I felt like I was in the right place.
Magical season, man.
I felt like I was floating, bro. Like it was so weird, but it was so fun at the same time. Because like, man, like those moments of like, man, when I was like, I touched back to earth and like I could see and kind of recognize what was going on, and be like, you know, the people around me are like enjoying this with me too. Like I'm in a really good spot, like in a good environment. The people around me like are showing me a lot of love and like helping me go through the ups and downs. Because as much as it felt like it was always good, we weren't always winning. So it's like, I don't want to be playing good and we don't win. That's not fun for anybody, because everybody's like, the whole week leading up to the next game, everybody's like, oh, the Puka's doing this, like the Rams are still losing. I'm like, no, I don't want
you don't want that to be a narrative.
I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, games, I'm like, I want to win. Like that's what the whole thing is about, winning. Like I'm trying to get to the Super Bowl. I'm trying to do the dance. I'm going to Disneyland after. Like, I want to do the whole thing, bro. So it's like trying to make sure I communicate with everybody and like they feel like the right energy from me. I'm like, that's because that's what I want to do. Like I want everybody to succeed. When there's team success, everybody's individual success will come after that. So
sure.
Trying to figure out how you could navigate and do that in the NFL took a little while, but it was fun because once we caught on, we had a bye, and then the rest of that back half of the season, we were just rolling. We were lining everybody up.
Yeah, when we went to see you play, it was just like. It was just crazy to see, man. I want to ask you, have you met like somebody you looked up to in the NFL, like recently, or just in the last couple of years of being in the NFL? And did they give you like a piece of advice that really kind of like stuck with you throughout it?
Shoot, nobody. I grew up a Packers fan, so like when we played the Jets this year, I was super excited to go
Aaron
and like
Rodgers,
introduce myself to Aaron Rodgers
cool.
and be like, yo, like especially like somebody like I wouldn't say like I'm like super holistic maybe the way he is, but I'm like I definitely like obviously with eating McDonald's and like how like we do some of the recovery stuff, I'm not like super by the textbook of how everybody does it. So I was like, man, I was really appreciate like I was more. He didn't really give me any advice. I just kind of gave him props and like, yo, I appreciate like what you're doing for other athletes because like there isn't only one way to recover. Like there are so many different avenues for you to take care of your body. And I was like, I appreciate you because there were restrictions in the NFL and just kind of in the health world before some of this stuff came along. And be like, I want to play. I don't want to play till I'm 50, but I want to play and be healthy as I can, and then I want to be a part of my kid's life and like still be able to dunk on him.
100%, yeah.
That's good. I had a question. Who's your GOAT receiver of all time?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones,
yeah,
really? Okay.
He's my favorite. I'm like the perfect mixture of like size and speed. Like he could run every route at his thing, like at his size. He played. I think he kind of rotated between playing X and Z, but something about it was like, man, that should be the prototype for every wide receiver. Like if you want to have a wide receiver body, it should look like Julio Jones.
And he was on Atlanta, no? Was Atlanta? Yeah.
Atlanta. I think he finished up with the Eagles. He might have been somewhere else before that, but he would prime Julio. Like 2016, like when the Patriots had that comeback win, like Julio Jones probably would have won Super Bowl MVP if the Patriots didn't win. Like he was balling in that game. Like every time
came back. They really came back.
How crazy was that?
Don't get me started.
Oof.
Tom Brady's my GOAT.
Yeah, he loves Tom
And Randy
Brady.
Moss is my GOAT.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Randy Moss is hard to beat, but I'm like maybe it's because I've only seen highlights of Randy Moss and never got to see him play. Where it's like it's two different things. Like when you get to see somebody live play, and be like, yo, there's no chance. Like, yeah, I've seen Julio Jones make the most unreal catches, and be like, I've seen Randy Moss make unreal catches, but it's also just the highlight time. I was supposed to see.
You actually watched it in person, him like that, just like you know what I mean, like
yeah. You feel the vibes of the game, the energy, like how it all works out. It's not just like I'm just saying like the first down clip of them throwing a bomb to Randy Moss and he catches it. And it's like all right, how else did the rest of the game go?
Yeah.
Facts.
That's facts. I had a question for you. So during your rookie year, did you have any like rookie duties? You know, you always hear that like in the NBA, but does the same thing happen in the NFL?
It does in certain groups. The Rams are pretty good about like not having, I guess, hazing to some degree. But like, luckily, Coop was he. I didn't have to do anything. I was like, I got every once in a while they'd make me take in like their helmets and the pads from practice and stuff like that, which is like not too bad. I'm like, we're all going in the same locker room. Like my locker's right next to you, so it's not like I have to carry it all the way across the facility. But nothing. But I'm like, I know now that I'm like kind of a vet now. I'm like, I'm for sure like. I wouldn't say I'm gonna haze them, but yeah, they're gonna be rookie duties for sure. I'm gonna need that Air One Haley Bieber smoothie on the plane when I pull up.
$30.
Like, hey, you just got paid, bro. I ain't counting your pockets, but I know you dressed on Sunday. You got paid, bro. That's kind of like the nice thing is like, especially when like we go out to dinner. I'm like, yeah, I don't need you to pay for my whole dinner, but I'll be like, yo, if I pay for dinner this time, you can pay next time because we both just got to check on Sunday. I'm not counting your pockets, but I know we both got paid.
But you know, yeah, he said. I've seen some stuff like, bro, I remember, I think Sauce Gardner posted it where one of the rookies had to pay like a dinner. It was like 30 bands.
Yeah. They do the rookie dinners? Yeah. Oh, we didn't do a rookie dinner. We went to dinner, but Coop, I want to say he might have paid for it all, which was really nice of him because I was like, being the last pick, everybody's like, oh, but that was the thing of like, everybody's like, oh, Puka, like you're playing so good, like you're balling, like you're famous, NFL's posting you, like you must got money. I'm like, no, I was the last pick of the 5th round, bro. Like they didn't pay me a lot of money, bro.
He said, I ain't got the extension yet. It's exactly. Coming, I ain't got it yet.
They still got to pay me. They better keep that bank open for me, bro.
That's good. I wanted to ask also, as you're a rookie and obviously you're breaking all these records, the other side of that I always wonder is like the fame aspect of it. Like you start gaining all these fans, your socials are probably going up compared to before you got drafted. How does that feel? And like, how do you approach that?
That was very interesting because I'm like, man, I don't really post a lot. Like I was like, but now it's like in football season, everybody like the media team, like the Rams media team, and then like I started to work with some other brands, and they're like, man, like. To post like the post during football season is the most crucial time, like because everybody's watching it, like so it's like you're like the most famous thing that you could be on Instagram. So I'm like, but I also like, I don't know, it's just not like really my style. So like still trying to like find out like, man, I'm still wearing sweats and hoodies to the game. People are out here in freaking Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, they're trying to get you a fit pick. You're like, bro, I'm into my usual outfit.
Yeah, I'm like, I was just barely playing the game in this, right? Like, and but it was fun because I'm like now like on social media, like there are so many things you like reaching out to like brands that I wanted to be a part of, and then like I wasn't super big into Jordans, but I bought a couple Jordans. I'm like, I'm still trying to be conservative with my money, so I'm like, I can't go out and buy 50 Jordans. I don't got that type of money, but like trying to wear my favorite Jordan to the shoe every game, like, or to the pregame fits and stuff like that, so like they can see it and I can tag them and like try to work a deal. But it was also scary because I'm like, now everybody's like kind of watching what I'm doing. Like every time I post, like I post something funny on my story, like people are gonna be like, yo, like you thought that was funny? And I'm like, yeah, I did think that was funny. Like, you didn't think that was funny? They're like, no, that's so wrong. You didn't think about this. I was like, no, I definitely didn't. So like, then I'm like, my late night tweets of like, you can't say the stuff that really is sometimes going through your head, or like what you're actually like thinking about. Cause you're like,
that's funny.
What are the repercussions? Like, especially like I signed to Jordan Brand like after my rookie year.
Hell yeah, congrats, man.
I appreciate it. And being like, well, like, oh, if I say anything, like, I'm a Laker fan, like, I'm a LeBron fan too. I'm like, oh, like, how does that one go?
Yeah, like, I don't think, like, if you get in the debate, yo, LeBron's the GOAT, I lose my deal now.
Yeah, no, that too, and being like, yo, exactly, like, what are, like, especially now, not only with the brands that I'm working with, like, in my individual, but then, like, man, there are team, like, there are sponsorships and brands that are the NFL works with and our team, like,
yeah.
They're making sure, like, man, like, hey,
do you get a cut of that? Like, if the team works with a certain brand, do the players get benefit a little bit, or is it more just individual the brands you guys eat off of?
So the new, I don't know if the PA, like how the Players Association has like worked the deal. Technically, that is how it works. Like when their team makes more money, you get more money because the cap's gonna go up. Yep. So it's like not directly. You don't get like money from the deal, but indirect. So it's like, man, that's why I'm like, why would I want to go work with a team or like a brand that doesn't work for our team? Because now I'm like, yo, if I boost this brand's up, they're gonna end up paying me back in a couple years later. So it's like, I want to work with like, that's why it's been cool. I work with Toyota, like some of like the national brands for the NFL, and like it's cool because I'm like, it's easy to do content. They have the rights to the NFL. They can use your football uniform. They can use the Rams logo. It's like some of this other stuff, like you can't use your logos. There's so many different like things in like media, like they can't use this, they can't do that, you can't say this. And I'm like, well, I don't want to work with those people because obviously that means they don't work with the Rams. So it's like everything was just so much easier. I'm like, I want to work with everybody who's at SoFi Stadium. I walked around, I was like, okay, they got Pepsi, they got Corona.
They got everybody, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, they got everybody up there. I'm like, yo, we need to call these people instead of calling the people across the country. I'm like, if these guys are here at SoFi on Sunday, I'm like, I want to meet them. One, because I can meet them. They're coming out and like they're most of the time feel local.
And they're fans of you. You know what I mean? So it's like a win-win.
Yeah. It's been super cool though. I wish if we got a direct cut, man, I'd be slicing deals every day, man. I'd be like, man, I'm out there. Whatever you need me to do, I'll be there.
I feel that. So how do you feel about the recent trades? I mean, Coop got released. You guys signed Devontae Adams. And I just want to know your thoughts on it just in general.
Yeah. I know like when the Coop news came out, like that being like my mentor and like somebody I've like grown super close to was something I didn't expect to see, and I'm excited because I know like whatever team will get him, like they're getting somebody who can still play football at a really high level, like and he's a even better person, going to be even better like leader and a good locker room guy. But then I think it's super exciting. Like I said, I grew up a Packers fan, and be like, man, I've been watching that number 17 for a while and being like, yo, like that guy moves really well, especially because I'm a basketball fan. I love like to like see guys who you can see. Kind of tell guys when they play basketball or they play a different sport just because their movement pattern is a little different. Like, man, at the line of scrimmage, like I see he's kind of talked about like, man, it's like a basketball crossover, like Hezzy in and out and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I love that. Like that's why I like playing football, because of how much like my position resembles basketball. Like, man, I think I could hoop. So I'm like, I think I got a nice jump shot. So I'm like, I could do this. And when we're out there running releases or we're doing routes and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I've felt this movement before, so I'm super excited. I'm like, we're two Jordan guys. He signed to Jordan 2, obviously, and I'm like, now I just barely switched to number 12, so that's gonna be nice. He's gonna get 17, so it'll be sweet if he rocks that. But it'll be like, now we gotta make sure we like we kind of coordinate our J's, so like 100%. When we walk out there, it's gonna be fire,
fresh.
And I was reading about number 12. Wasn't that your number in the past, or what was your number growing up?
Yeah, like Little League and like high school and all through college, I wore 12. That's first year at UW, I had to wear 15, and then I got 12 that next year. But 12 has been, I can't wait for next season to come and be like, man, I got that 12. It'll be super exciting. I can't wait.
Why specifically 12? Is it just a?
It was a family number. My sister was the first one. She's the second oldest in our family, but who wore it. She played basketball and volleyball, but so it's like everybody kind of in my family has worn 12 at some point, and being like, all right, it's a resemblance of my family, but then also like what I've worn, like all the sacrifices that they've made for me, and like I feel like it's like a piece of armor. Like when I put on 12, it's like, man, I know my family's with me. One, I feel like they're always with me. me there. But be like, yeah, just an extra piece of armor when I put it on. Like go out there and represent, make sure I do it right.
That's awesome. I want to ask you, being an NFL player, I wanted to ask, we always have these conversations with my friends. What sport you think takes the most skill in your head? And you can answer this.
Are we taking in like combat sports too?
Let's just say like the sports like you would have at school, like the basketball,
yeah.
soccer, you know what I mean?
I gotta say football for sure. Just because like
you think it takes more skill than basketball?
Yeah, just in like the physicality aspect, where it's like even though like there was a physical part in that, like there's not no physicality in the NBA, but of like man, when you mess up, like there's a foul, like you might bump into somebody, like you might miss your shot, like. When you mess up in the NFL, like, somebody's gonna put you on your ass. Like you're gonna get blown up. Like somebody can literally decleat you without having like any penalties. Like no, it's got a little bit soft. Like they're trying to keep guys' head okay, so it makes sense.
It used to be brutal.
Yeah, like you went across the middle and you saw Ray Lewis. You're
Ray
like,
Lewis,
sub me out, bro. Like I'm not. Why are we running this concept, bro? Run to the outside, not the inside, bro. But I think football, just because the level of physicality and like it takes all 11. Like, man, when you have a 70-yard pass, like, you're thinking, like, man, it was just the quarterback and the wide receiver who did it. It was like all 5 of those old linemen had to block the freaking superhumans for as long as they could without dying, and then be like, all right, now he's got to see the coverage. He's still got to throw it out 75 yards. He's got to make sure that you're in the right spot. You got to outrun the corner, and then you got to make the right moves. You still got to run the right route, and, like, there are so many things that got to line up. But the skills aspect of it, I think so, football.
For me, I agree. Football's the only team sport.
That's right.
I played football growing up. I was a receiver.
You were say soccer. You love soccer.
What I'm getting to is I was a receiver, and my first game in high school was JV. I ran a slant, caught it. I was 5'3", like 120. Again, JV, you're a little kid. I was like 14, and for some reason on their JV team, he looked like a senior. He was huge. Yeah. He hits me straight, like helmet to helmet. I get a concussion. And at that moment, I was like, this is scary. Like, this is actually, like, it's not like, obviously you could get injured in basketball, and I've played basketball. I've played soccer. I tore my ACL playing soccer, but nothing compared to that smack and the whole crowd going, ooh, and then everyone's like laughing at you, and you get up and the whole world is like rocking. And I was like, okay, this is a serious sport.
That's
like,
crazy.
This is like, it could be even dangerous at some point. So for me, it's football. How about you?
Okay. For me, I say basketball.
Okay.
I say simply basketball because football is definitely cool. It's definitely my tackle.
Your opinion? After this, I'm about to tackle you.
Oklahoma drills after this.
I think maybe like back in the day, I think it was probably maybe football, but I think now as has gone on, I mean, we have like Wemby, who's like 7'6", who's just ultra skilled. I mean, able to shoot, pass, dribble. You know what I mean? So I think now, especially like. First of all, you have to be like kind of gifted. And not football, I feel like you do have to be gifted, but I think basketball is a little more God-given just because of the height.
Yeah.
The average height in the NBA is 6'8".
Yeah, everybody's huge, bro.
Massive, you know what I mean? And so, like, guys now, like, if you're under 6'5", you either have to be Steph Curry, you have to shoot the ball the greatest, you have to have the best, even if you have the best handles, you still have to be able to score the ball, pass. You have to be able to do everything and jump out the gym, John Morant.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I say, like, basketball, you have to be the height, and then also you have to have the skill. Somebody can be 6'8", but if they're uncoordinated, you're not getting on the court.
Yeah, that's true.
D1 or not, you know what I mean? 6'8", you got to be LeBron. Like, you have to be skillful in the pass, shoot, dribble, all that stuff. So that's why I say that. But people in my chat, when I asked them this question, were saying, they said golf and baseball.
I mean,
they said
I've never played any, but I
said I don't really say baseball because one, bro, you can be the most out of shape person in the world and still be a pro baseball player.
100%. I feel like they have pictures out there that look like they're 250. Like, no chance he's hitting for like running to first base. They never asked that guy to run to first base for sure.
But I do think it takes skilled, like obviously to hit a fastball and stuff like that. But I think it's more golf. I don't really play that much golf. Have you played golf?
I've gone a couple times. I used to work at a golf course in high school, but I'm not I think I could baseball, like they're hitting it 3 out of 10 times. Yeah. And like the best ones are like 3, like one of those is a home run. Yeah. So it's like I think I could hit a baseball 3 out of 10 times. Like it might not be like what you were like looking for, but like if you just asked me to hit the ball, like I think
you're hitting the ball,
like,
yeah.
I have hand-eye coordination, but golf, like I've gone and I've lost 18 balls before. So I'm like,
Damn.
I don't want to play golf. I'll stay away from the golf course, bro. I'm like, when I'm retired, bro, I'll go out and play.
That's awesome.
I wanted to talk a bit about this last season. I know at some point you got injured, right? Mm-hmm. And it comes back to the whole story of like going through something and persevering. I was reading a bit about your story about how when you were younger, you lost your father. I lost my mom in 2021. And if I didn't go through that, I believe I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about that. Like, how was it losing your father at such a young age? What did you kind of look towards to distract yourself? Was it football? Was it your family? And compare that to this last season when you got injured.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your mother. When I lost my father, I was 11, getting ready to go, I think, into 6th grade, or just finishing up 5th grade and being like, my whole world was spinning. It was like, I feel like somebody hugged me by my feet and like bounced me on my head 10 times. Like, all right, get up and try to run 50 yards now. And I was like, holy cow, like, didn't really know what was going on. But because I had a big family and like football was what I'd known my entire life. My dad was my first football coach. Like, that was the first sport I was introduced. It was like, all right, I know when I go out and put my helmet on and I strap up and I lock my shoulder pads in, I'm like, that felt like home to me at the same time. So every time I got to go out there in the football field, like, that's why still every time I go in the stadium and it says Nacua up there, and I'm like, man, like, there's
Pops is smiling for
yeah.
surely.
He's up there watching over me. I'm like, man, I could go out here and like I got to give it my all, just because because that's what I want to do, but then I'm like, there was sacrifices. I'm like, my dad instilled that love and that passion for the game into me at a young age, and I was like, so before I ever got good, I was like, I know this is what I want to do. Like, I love being a part of this game. And then like last year or this past season, like getting injured, it made the guys who are all kind of going through injuries like more of my family more than anything. Was like we're all going through, everybody has different injuries. We're all sitting in rehab, but we got to watch the team go out there to practice while we can't be out there. Like, we're doing the lifts separate. You do everything kind of separated because there are 75 other guys who are healthy and there are 8 guys who are unhealthy. So that building that relationship and that camaraderie with those guys really helped me. Was like, man, I got my knee injury. Somebody else is going through whatever he is, but I'm seeing him like go hard in his rehab, and he's getting ready to get up out in the field. He's waking up every morning, like still trying to kick ass every morning. Yep. Be like, yo, that gave me confidence and be like, yo, like this is not season ending. It's not like career ending for me. Like, I can still get up and go. Like, I just got to continue to work on it, and like to invest in that relationship with those guys. And it made it a lot easier because I was like, it's so weird. I never really had an injury during season. I had some minor stuff my rookie year.
What was the knee injury?
I had my PCL. I had a slight tear in my PCL. It was like the back of your knee and stuff like that. So like it was hard to stop and like to start running because like I from my knee down.
Did you feel it when you heard it? Like, did you like when it was like a route you started that? And
it was in our first game. We were playing the Detroit Lions. We were out there and I caught a slant. I did a little release, caught the ball. And honestly, if I wish I would have known the guy, like I had beat the guy, like I would have stayed on my feet and I probably would have never got injured. But I was like, the ball kind of took me down and I could see like the trajectory of it. Like, oh, I'm gonna slide. As soon as I slid, I banged my knee. Like, bent knee position is kind of like a bad. It's like because the PCL stops it from like going back. So my knee was bent and then I hit it on the floor. So it went back even further.
Went too far.
And I was like, I knew instantly. And I was in that couple more plays. Like, I was like trying to limp around and trying to see if I could do it. And they asked me to run a go ball. Well, the play was like, we were going no huddle. I was like, I got to run a go ball. Like, try to do a release. I try to like stop my leg. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and then I'm like literally like I'm pulling my leg as I'm trying to run down the field. And I'm like, yo, this is terrible. And like how like so many things, like, what did I just tear my ACL? Like, what? Just knowing that in the knee area, like
scary,
so many things, like
knowing,
what was going on. But it all worked out, man. I got to go back and kind of rehab the Rams. They helped me like get confidence. I was meeting with one of the sports psychologists, just like to make sure like when I get back, like this isn't gonna be like I'm living in constant fear. Like, I'm always like, man, I'm trying to not get hit. I'm not trying to run into people just because I know like I've been injured once. I mean, like, I want to go back out there and have no fear, like play the exact same way I always play. Like, that's how I want it to be. So try to make sure like I got right. And I feel like I did. It was, when I came back, I mean, we hit the ground running.
You did, bro. You went crazy.
What week did you come back?
Week 7, we played the Vikings that week. It was Thursday Night Football. So that was even So Thursday we play Sunday. I didn't play. We were watching the game, and then Thursdays when you play on Thursdays, it's a short week, so it's like there's no actual practice during the week. So it's like everything's kind of walk through, jog through. Everybody's just like
For sure.
no cleats on, no helmet, no pad, just because like we're getting ready to play a game in 4 days again. And coach was like, "Oh, like, do you think you're ready to play? Like you haven't got any snaps." We were getting ready to trade one of our DBs, Trey White. He came from the Bills. So he had an injury that he was working through, and like so we had did some one-on-ones like in our rehab, and the coach saw and they're like, "Man, like you look like you're doing better. Like how you feel?" And I'm like, "I'm doing better. Like I feel a lot better." But I'm like, I still haven't been hit by anybody. That's the only thing. I was like, "Man, I haven't been hit." So I'm like, I'm a little nervous. But Coop, there was like trades like, "Man, we might trade Coop. We might trade Matthew. Like we might blow the whole thing up. Like because we weren't doing that well in the season so far, and we're getting ready to play the Vikings. They're like number one. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. Like." I'll be good, coach. Like I'm gonna make it out there. You ain't gotta worry about me, bro. Like I'll be out there. If this is what's at stake, bro, I'm gonna be out there. Like no worries. And then the football gods, my dad up there, and they blessed us. We had a great game. We went down to the wire pretty much, and like we were able to win, and that kind of changed the trajectory of the rest of our season.
Yeah. What percent would you say your knee was at that point? 80%?
Yeah, between like 75 and 80. I was like, I was doing some running, I was doing some cutting, but it's just like it's not like. I knew I could run fast and I could change direction, but it's like how many times can you do it over again? The football game isn't just one snap. So it's like average receiver or average play I would play, average amount of plays I would play would be like somewhere between 50 or depends on what type of the game is.
Damn.
So it's like you could have a game where you have 46 snaps and you could have a game where you have 70 snaps. So it's like you got to be able to run, change direction, stop,
70
restart
times.
it. Like, yeah, that many times to be like, all right, coach, I can do it maybe 5 times, but I don't know if I can do it 40. And
40,
it was like,
yeah.
But it all worked out. And then like, yeah, you build that conditioning because the only way to play, like get good at football is to play football. But it's hard to get 11 guys. You got to get an O-line. You got to get a defense. So it's like to simulate that sort in basketball and some other sports.
It's
like
hard,
you can train by yourself and like still have that like game-like environment where football, you can't really do that. So it's like so hard. Like the walkthroughs that week, I was like, yo, coach, I got to get every rep, bro. Like I got to feel where everybody's going to be at, whatever's going to happen. Like I want to be a part of it. And it really did help.
That's awesome. So I like how you talked about that because in basketball, you can really work on your shot, handles, dribble. You know what I mean? Work a lot of skills in the off season. You know what I mean? With football, what do you individually like really work on, especially as a receiver? Like, is it more so just your speed or like what do you like?
In the offseason, I think, yeah, definitely speed. Because, I mean, everybody shoot. The combine, everybody be running 4.3 dang near.
4.3s. Like, there were so many 4.3s. There were so many 4.3s.
So everybody's just flying. So, like, speed, especially at this position and, like, the conditioning, like, endurance and stuff like that. But then also strength. Like, in our offense, we get asked to block a lot, like, to be a part of, like, the blocking surface. So you got to be physically, like, fit and be ready to block. Like, man, I normally play around 210 to 215, but I want to be a little bit slimmer. But then they asked me to block guys who are 270, like the guys who play middle linebacker, who's can just get
Myles Garrett.
No, literally, bro. like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm about to hold the hell out of this boy right here. I'm like, hope they don't see it right here. I'm like, grab his jersey, like trying to tackle him, but I always try to make a joke, especially with those big guys. I'm like, I don't want you to run me over. But I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, hey, keep killing it out there, bro. Like, yeah, it's a good play right there. But I'm like, in my back of my head, I'm like, man, I hope we get you, man.
I've always wondered this since I told you I played a little bit of receiver like in middle school, and I've played Madden, right? How do you remember what route you have to run and how many plays are there?
So
like, is there a secret to remembering?
Blue 42.
A little bit. Like it's as you learn more, it's like easier to remember as concepts. So like but going into like a game week, we'll have a call sheet, like the big pads that you see the coaches have, like
yep.
I say sometimes we'll go into the game with like 40 plays maybe.
Wow.
But it's like broken up. We have like plays that are just for first and second down, plays that are just for third down, plays that are just for the goal line, plays that are just for fourth down, plays that are for short yardage.
Shout out to the coaches.
Yeah,
dude,
like
for real.
They be repping it out. And they're like plays, like there's also like sections for certain guys. Like, all right, this play is like to get this guy the ball, play to get this guy the ball. Like they have it broken up into situational football, 2-minute drill. Like, so you add all some of those in, it could be up to like 70 kind of on a normal week.
Yep.
But like that's why like it's so hard to like every rep matters in practice because we don't practice full padded every day. So it's like when we have a full padded practice, like they're trying to make sure like the most important plays, like that's why they be in these meetings, we'd be sitting down trying to learn all these plays. Like, all right, these are the 7 most important plays that we need to get a look at to see if it's going to work. Like they watch the film, they see the defense. You have the scout team out there, like they're giving you a look of what the defense might run, what they could run. Like they send in a blitz, like it could be the most premier look for you to run this play, or it could be like the worst. Or like they pretty much blitz everybody, and you only got guys running 30 yards down the field. So like the quarterback's just sitting there like, when is somebody about to be open, bro? So it's like there is so much to it, but it is super exciting because like, man, when Matthew or like whenever like there's an audible in the play, and you're like, that's like the most nerve-wracking thing. Like you're lining up, all right, I gotta block this guy. I'm about to run an in cut right here, and you're like, all right, the defenses look like this. Oh, like I could be open. Like this could be my ball. And then you listen to the snap. You're like, don't jump off sides. You're like, you're like still in your stance. You're like all tense, and you're like, all right. Then they're like, okay, change the play. And I'm like, change the play.
Have you ever forgot like you're like still like
So yeah, the one I had a touchdown. My rookie year, we played against the Browns. So catch like Matthew throws one right down the middle of the field. I run. It's like a 70-yard touchdown. Coop's right next to me. We'll have a run play or some other pass play right before. I want to say it was a run play, and I would line it up. And then he's like, he calls the audible, and he's like, Coop's like, scoot out. I'm like, scoot out for what? He's like, you got to go, ball. Just run down the middle of the field fast. And I'm like, say less, bro. Say less. I'm just running down. I'm like, that's why Coop has been such like, man. There have been plenty of other times like we played the Lions in the playoff game last year.
Yep.
The most exciting football environment I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like,
Detroit goes hard for their teams, and the environment looked crazy.
And then like that was Matthew's first time back after we had traded him. It's the playoffs. Like it was unreal, and like we were having like the longest play call. So we were doing all these motions, trying to get the indicator of like, is the defense about to play man? They're about to play zone. So I'm like, I'm gassed already. Like I'm damn near running suicides before we have to start the play. And I'm like, I'm so tired. And like, there's one of them, I start on one side and I motion back, and then I got to motion back before the play snaps, and like he's going to send me on a route. And as I go back, I'm like, we get there, and he's like, I'm past Matthew. I'm like, yo, what do I got right here? And he's like, you got an under route right here. I'm like, I'm running across, like he's snapping the ball, like as I'm getting ready to set my feet. And like right as I pass him, like, what do I got right here? And he's like, you got this, and like snaps the ball and me like, oh, it's like it happened so fast, and be like so nervous because like, yo, I don't know if he actually is gonna throw me the ball. So if I like didn't mess up my route, or if I did, like, we would have been screwed like either way. And I was like, luckily I did catch that one. He threw it to me, and I was like, glad we were on the same page because that could have ended up very bad for us. They probably would have cut me.
That's so cool.
I wanted to ask because in Madden, whenever I played a receiver, I would never run the route. I would just always go wherever it's open. So like in it, like, are you as a receiver? Can you just be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that route. I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, I've always thought that too.
I'm gonna just go where I'm open. Or is it more so you do it because the quarterback needs you to be at that exact spot at the exact time because in his head he knows the defense might blitz me? It's like, so tell me about that. Like, I always wonder, like, yo, why'd he go there? He can just go there and be open.
Yeah. It is a mix. Like, there is a part of like, man, you got to be on the same page. Like, cause like there is like a timing and a rhythm aspect of it. It's like, man, he's expecting you to be here at this time. Like when he's at the top of his drop, like you're like, he needs to be right here outside the hash. Or, but there are certain routes and like certain stuff. Like obviously when like he scrambles outside the pocket, like it's free game. Anybody, you can go anywhere now. It's like, all right, now you just got to be on the same page with all the other wide receivers. But that's why it's interesting because like you don't know what other teams are coaching, but you're like, yo, is he just messing around? Like he went there just for the heck of it,
just
or like
for the vibe,
is that actually what they run? Because like then you look at it like what I was saying, like you memorize plays by concepts. You're like, what concept are they running right here? Like dude just ran down the middle of the field, turned left, and the other dude was about to turn in, and then he saw him, he just went over the top, and now they score. And I was like, dude, that wasn't no play. They're just playing like what?
Playing schoolyard football, just out there.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Around.
That's what they're back here like, hey, you do this, bro. But no, I think Matthew would kill me if I just freestyled and just went out there and just tried to be like, yo, I'm open, bro. He's like, what the hell? You were not open, bro. I was expecting you to be over here. You were over there. Yeah, it would be bad. Especially because him and Coach McVay are always on the same page. It feels like they're always talking and communicating. After you see everybody get back on the iPad after, and they're like, yeah, he wasn't right there. Like, man, I need him to be here a little bit faster. And they're like, oh, all right, I'll be there. I'm like, hopefully I'll be there.
Besides receiver, do you feel like there's a position you could have also played?
DB maybe?
I don't know. I can't do backwards. I'm like running the belt. That's why maybe DB is difficult because you got to go backwards. But I think I can play defensive end. That's why I'm like
You said defensive end?
Defensive end, yeah. Because our positions are like the most similar in the game of football.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
DB's like left tackle, and like we're like defensive ends, like receivers. So it's like funny because they're on like the opposite ends.
That makes sense, yeah.
But just because like as a receiver, you get in trouble for like running down the middle of a guy, but like a defensive end, like after I do a move and I can tell you're stumbling, I can run you right over, bro. Like that's just how it works. And like if I do that as a receiver, that's offensive pass interference, bro. Like, because I've been so physical my whole life, I grew up with older brothers, and like I think the game of football like needs to have a certain level of physicality to it for it to be enjoyable and like at least exciting in my eyes.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm like,
for sure.
I want to do that every
See, I gotta
play.
hit people. I gotta hit people.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm like, I got this big head for a reason, bro. Like, I better put it to work, bro.
Have you gotten like a tackle off an interception or anything yet?
Where you got to like feel that sort of hit, whether the
No, not like a clean tackle, but I did tackle TJ Watt.
Okay.
He picked us off, excuse me, my rookie year, and he picked off on the right side, and I'm on the left side. So I'm like watching him, like he like retracts all the way across the field, and I like ended up like kind of tackling him from the back, and like I grab him, like I put my weight down, and I ended up tackling him. Everybody celebrated. I'm like, I just had a solo tackle on TJ Watt, bro. I'm like, this dude's a beast, man. Nobody gave me a high five. Obviously, we turned the ball over, but I was like, I'm a high five myself, bro. I was like, good job, Pook.
That's awesome.
So besides the NFL, what are some stuff that like we don't know about you? Like, what are some hobbies or something that you're into?
I like to bowl for sure. In high school, I took a bowling class.
Bowling. I don't like bowling, but he loves it.
I think it's the best. Bowling alley pizza is so slept on,
Yes,
bro. Like
it's
that's
fire.
how you know if it's a good bowling alley, if their pizza is top tier. Bowling, I like to shoot guns. I think that's pretty fun. I feel like I would do that on like if I have a free day, like I'm gonna go to McDonald's and then I'm gonna go shoot some guns. Like,
you should go to Vegas, man. I shot. There's a place there in Vegas where you can shoot like all Call of Duty guns.
Really?
I shot like the Grau, Kilo, all those guns.
Wow, the Grau.
We shot a tank before. Like I shot on a tank.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
In the tank, you shot it?
No,
Where do
like
you shoot a tank bullet at?
my friend, he stood on top of the tank and clicked the button and shot the tank like it shot it. You can do it in Vegas. Vegas, you can do crazy shit.
Vegas is endless possibilities, bro. That's why it's the best, bro. I'm a gambler at heart. I'm like every time I hear that slot machine go, I'm like, Vegas, man.
100%. I want to ask you, if you had a last meal, what would it be? I can ask you this too.
Like bone-in ribeye with some mac and cheese and
Caesar salad.
No, hell no.
What?
I won't
You don't
tell
like
you.
Caesar salad?
I can't remember the last time I had a salad, bro. Like,
You don't like Caesar salad at all?
no, I don't like no greens, nothing, no vegetables. I'm like, I barely eat fruits, bro. Like,
So you're straight meat and potatoes.
yep.
If you want to be a receiver, whoever's watching,
Eat meat and potatoes.
You gotta
You
eat
gotta
that
eat veggies.
protein, bro. You need it.
How about you? What's your?
Mine? See, if I had a last meal, I would want to pig out. So I think pizza and wings.
Okay,
Just go crazy. Just be stuffed.
that's a good choice.
From where? Like, what's the go-to pizza spot?
Pizza spot, Prince Street. Have you ever had it? It's here in LA.
Really?
Should go get it. It's incredible. Wings, I do Wingstop for the vibe.
What sauce?
Honey hot.
Whoa, you hesitated and then said honey hot?
Honey hot.
Whoa, I did definitely. I was like, yeah, they're classic ranch. So I was like,
Nah. No, like the flavor of the wings.
Yeah, like the seasoning is what I
my
meant.
fault. I was like, yo, like, why would you dip it in honey hot?
Nah,
That sounds
nah,
terrible, bro.
So honey hot, obviously with the ranch.
For sure. Yeah, of course. Max.
The Wingstop ranch might be the best ranch
It's
ever.
top. You like Wingstop?
Yeah.
Yeah? What flavor?
I just get the barbecue. I'm not a big chicken guy, so like I rarely get it. But if I
Like,
do,
why are
I'm
you not a big chicken? What does that mean?
I stop eating chicken, bro. Like
For what?
bro, I hate to call. I'm like, I don't want to call it the spot, but you've heard Cali Chick out here,
I've seen it, the pizza spot.
California Chicken. No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh yes.
Not
I've had
California Pizza Kitchen.
No, I know what you mean.
Cali Chick is kind of
Yes,
like a.
I've had wraps from there, like
Yeah.
a Caesar salad wrap.
Yeah, they're like Chipotle type of thing. Like,
Okay,
but I went there
never
one
seen
time
it.
and I got a chicken wrap, bro. Bit into it, awful. It was so bad. Like I bit into the chicken and like I couldn't bite through it, and I was like, that's it. That was it for me.
That
I was like,
ruined chicken for you.
ruined it.
To be fair, it's rotisserie chicken, so it's not the best.
No, I'm like, nope. No, it doesn't matter. Like the last time Coop invited me over to his house one time, we ate dinner at his house and he made chicken. That was probably like the last time I had chicken. I'm like,
Was it enjoyable or did you not like it?
it was like a grilled chicken that had some sauce on it. And they had some like potatoes, so it was good. But I was also like, let him know. I'm like, yo, Coop, this is the first time I've had chicken in a little while. Like if I don't finish my food, like I'm gonna tell you why. Like that's why.
That's crazy.
If I spit it out, that's also why.
But you like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets is way different, bro.
let me break this down for you. So you know McDonald's has a special where you can get 50 chicken nuggets for like $15.
Really?
Yeah. Do you understand? Like that economically, that doesn't make sense. There has to be some sort of kangaroo knuckles.
No. That's so funny. We were just at the facility. Somebody said that Wendy's chicken nuggets are better than McDonald's. Wendy's sells their 10 nuggets for $1.49. If we're talking about kangaroo knuckle, yes, they do.
Okay,
that's how they do it.
$1.49 for 10.
I haven't been to
Yes,
Wendy's in
bro.
like 10
There's no. When he said that, I was like, you think about the math. The same thing, like the economics of that, bro.
It doesn't make sense.
There's no chance you could get chicken nuggets for $1.49. Like, no chance. Not McDonald's. So the hack to McDonald's is, you go to McDonald's, you go to the drive-thru, you can do it inside. I'm going to, hey, can I get my 10-piece chicken nugget meal with sweet and sour sauce and that high C? Can I get my meal cooked to order?
Oh,
What does that mean?
It's just fresh. It's just fresh.
I didn't know that.
You can ask that?
Yeah, like they'll put like you have
They
to
just recognize you and they're like,
no. And you can do it.
You're LA legend. You got it.
One of my teammates from Miami, he put me on. He's like, yo, like we were going to McDonald's my rookie year. We'd go damn near every day for lunch, and we were like, he would go and be like, yo, make sure you get it cooked to order. So you go ask him. They put like a little receipt on top of the chicken nugget box that says like freshly made. Like you can tell like when you open the box, like it's still hot and like it's like extra crispy.
Dang.
But the fries are fresh, bro. You got to go like, you know how they have like go wait at window 1 to like pull up into the parking spot. You got to wait like maybe 5-7 extra minutes, but it's like
worth.
Bro.
What? Way worth for sure.
McDonald's will be changed. It'll be instant number 1, bro. I'm telling you, it'll be instant number 1. It'll go from like, man, it was maybe top 5 for me to like instant number 1. In and out, you won't even want to go back to In and Out.
Can you do that hack at any other place or just McDonald's? Have you tried
I'm pretty
it?
sure I haven't gone to it because I'm like, bro, if I'm gonna go ask for cooked to order, I'm gonna go to the best spot and get it cooked to order.
Yo, McDonald's, please sponsor my man.
For real.
Please.
For real, that'd be cool.
Bro, they got Angel Reese out. I was like, no, I wasn't hurt, but I was like, dang, she got
Puka meal is coming.
Like, yeah, so I'm like, even if I gotta be on the side of Angel Reese, but I'm like, yo, I'll be on the double quarter pounder too. Let me just be on the fries box or something.
The sweet, what is it? What's the sauce again?
The sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour. My brother likes that. I never liked it.
What do you get there? Don't tell me you get barbecue sauce.
I get hot mustard.
Ugh.
Bro, you gotta get that like Popeyes. You're going to the right. The sauce is
Why
like
you say, ugh?
you gotta get the right
Random.
sauce to like the spot you're going. It's not like you don't go to KFC and ask for sweet and sour sauce. Like
You gotta go to McDonald's.
yeah.
The ranch from McDonald's hits.
They don't.
It does.
I can't second that. I don't support that statement.
You like barbecue? I hate barbecue sauce. I don't like barbecue wings or anything like that.
Yeah. I guess What do you like on wings then?
Like lemon pepper or buffalo. Usually buffalo. Yeah.
What is actually the lemon pepper like seasoning? What is it like a sauce or is it like a sprinkle?
I think
like
it's
salt?
a rub. I think it's a rub, like
Oh,
sprinkled
okay.
on something. I don't know specifically though. I just see it on TikTok.
I love how like 50% of this pod has been food.
At least I'm like that. I mean, that's all I do, bro.
McDonald's has it. We're gonna do a clip. We're gonna tweet at McDonald's like, "Yo, Puka meal ASAP."
We need a Puka meal.
Let's get it done, bro. You guys got to tap in, and especially, I'm telling you, you will know why I love McDonald's so much after you go get that cooked to order, bro.
Cook to order.
I love McDonald's.
So you don't do any burgers like that? You just straight fries and nuggets.
No, I
You
get
do
the
a quarter
double quarter
pounder.
pounder,
Quarter
yeah.
pounder?
But you gotta get that no pickles, no onion, and then you ask them for the seedless bun. It's a little bit smaller than like how the quarter pounder
Yeah.
patties are, but it's still gas.
Damn.
Those are the only two things I'm like, I won't switch it up. I go get a McGriddle in the morning. I get a sausage McMuffin with no egg. I'll get 2 hash browns and a large orange juice.
Yo, this is amazing.
Yo, you're McDonald's. Yeah, they gotta give you a bag, bro.
Bro, it's like what they serve billions every day, bro. I'm good. I'm like, it's too good, bro.
That's funny. And you love McDonald's growing up.
Oh, my grandma used to take me all the time. My grandma used to drive me to school every morning. She would either stop at Starbucks so she could get her coffee, or she'd take me to McDonald's. She'd get like the vanilla iced coffee there. Like bro. I'm talking about, she wouldn't take me to school after. We would sit there and eat my McDonald's, and like she'd finish her coffee and then I'd go to school. Like,
So you'd be late. You'd be late.
oh,
to
I'd be
school.
late all the time. But it was like, it wasn't like, also it'd be kind of a flex, like it was in like elementary school when you walked in with McDonald's. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm grown. I didn't pay for this McDonald's, and I walked in with it and I still got food. I'm like, yo.
The aura when I remember I went like when you go to a dentist appointment and come back to school with McDonald's,
Yo.
in it, you walk in lunch.
Insane.
Bro.
Everyone's like, "Yo, Max aura."
Yeah.
Max aura.
1000%. That was the best feeling in the world. You knew everybody had eyes on you. You're like,
Yo, let me get a fry. Oh
no.
Back up.
Can I get some of your apple slices? No,
No.
you can't, bro. What toy did you get? Don't worry
Don't
about
worry
it, bro.
about it.
You good.
Dude, the Happy Meal toys are actually like awesome growing up. I feel like they fell off.
I never really tap into Happy Meal. I would always just get I would get like a Big Mac meal. I wouldn't get Happy Meal.
As a kid?
It's small as shit, man.
You were a big boy?
Yeah, double cheeseburger. Book it.
Yeah.
Did you get Happy Meals?
A little bit. Like they had either 6-piece or the 10-piece. Like as a little kid, I could finish the 10-piece too. I was kind of a big guy. Maybe it all went to my head, but I still ate it.
So after like the NFL, right? Like, this is a two-part question. One, at what point do you know, like, when to retire, right? And then like, what do you do after?
He hasn't went through it yet.
Shoot.
But from
When do you know when you want to? I know I
want.
want to retire. I want to retire at the age of 30. I'm 23 right now. I'm going into year 3. So like
10 years.
It wouldn't even be 10 years. It'd be like maybe 7 or 8. But I'm like AD. I think of Aaron Donald. Like man, like to go out at the top. I think it would be super cool. But then also be like, yo, like I want to have a big family. Just like I want to have at least a starting 5. I'm like I came from a big family.
Oh,
So
he
like,
said he want 5.
I need 5 boys. I need 5 boys for sure.
That's cool.
But also be like, man, I want to be able to like be a part of their lives and like be as active as I can with them. So I'm like, I don't want to be. The injuries are something that you can't control part of the game. So like, oh man, like you never know. Hopefully, like the rest of your career go healthy. But like, man, you have shoulder surgery, you have knee surgery, you have ankle, and be like, yo, like by the time my kids could be 18, I'm like, I could be barely walking if I like if you play the game and like you sustain all the injuries and stuff like that. But I want to retire early. And what was the second part of the question?
What do you do after? Like, what are some goals that you might have?
Ooh, I want to get into real estate. That's the first thing. I'm going back to Utah here in a little bit. Like, I want to look for like a rental property to have out there.
Fire, bro.
And then I love like food. It's been like football, sports, food. They kind of just go hand in hand. So I was like, man, I want to like rather like be like in a ownership group of like some food restaurant or like actually own like my own restaurant. My mom, I think I could. I don't want my mom to be a chef like because then I can't hang out with her. But I'm like, if my mom could teach these people how to cook the food that way she did, I think that would be cool. Like whether it was like local Polynesian food or just like I think my mom makes top tier spaghetti. So I'm like, man, something about she put a little bit of that brown sugar on top. Be like, man, mom, nobody should have this, but they should.
Yeah.
That's dope.
What would you call the restaurant if you had one?
Ooh, Mama Nacua's.
Mama Nacua's.
Puka spaghetti.
Ooh, but then we limit ourselves. You
That's
can't
like the
corner
first thing
yourself.
that came to me. I'm sorry.
Puka spaghetti.
I don't know what you meant by that, but I think you're talking about spaghetti right now.
Bro, this was a fire pod.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you. We gotta hop on the game after this for sure, bro. Like,
Bro, no question
We gotta,
about
it. Yeah,
like, bro,
I wanna talk
I'm
about
chat
Warzone.
banned every time I get back on the game, bro. Like, hour. 3 weeks gone. 3 weeks I'm
Well,
gone.
you're a rager, so you probably be raging at people.
Yeah, I mean that's how Call of Duty is supposed to be. That's how the game was built. When I had the headphones on, I was like, I hate everybody on this game. Bro. As a little kid, I'm like, now it's my turn, bro. I hear a little kid in the lobby. I'm like, now with the voice chats and everything, like people could be like playing around, but I'm like, oh man, like you didn't even pass the 3rd grade. You didn't even know how to do 9 times 9, bro. You suck at the game, bro. Tell your mama go make me some chicken nuggets, bro. Fire up those pizza rolls, get them warm, bro. You need them, bro.
That's awesome. You said you played during COVID. What was your favorite meta? Like, what was your favorite gun to use in Warzone?
Shoot, the kilo when the kilo's going crazy.
It's coming back.
Coming back.
Is it really?
April 3rd.
Bro, I was really looking forward to that clock being 23 hours, bro. I was like, man,
Explain that.
Trust me. Yes.
That
Explain
really
it to the
hurt, bro.
viewers.
Yesterday I get back to the house. My brothers are hopping on the game. They're in Texas, so they're a couple hours ahead. I turn it on and it says like it has a countdown for the game. It says 23.16. I'm like, oh, let me just leave my thing on. Like, man,
23
refresh.
hours?
I'm like,
Hold
man,
on.
23 hours tomorrow. I know I ain't going to no sleep. Forget the workout tomorrow. I'm gonna be up all night on the game. COVID back in for dance, bro. I'm like, everybody better win your gulag matchup, bro. Win your gulag. That's how, and I ain't spending my money on you. I need that UAV, bro. But now you said it's 23 days, bro. I'm like,
That's a long time. Trust me. Yeah, I'm sitting there with you. I wish it was 23 hours too.
yeah. There's you play PC, right?
Yep.
You play PC too?
PC as well, yeah.
What do you have? A PS5?
I have PS5 and I play on PC too. That's what I only play Call of Duty and like Fortnite on. I play Fortnite every once in a while.
Okay.
But there's this other game I got called
You told me about it. It's the one that's realistic.
Bodycam.
Yes.
Oh, I've heard of that game.
Bro, I
Is
saw it on
cool?
TikTok and they were like, oh, the early access is out and like, bro, it's like they put you in like a old like fire range, like you know when people do like the BB gun like at the houses or like outdoor, like that's what the game is. But it's like, bro, it is the loudest game in the world. Like, try to turn my headphones down. Like, bro, the shots, like, and the echoes, like, the footsteps, like,
Damn.
to turn a corner, you can't, like, peek it. Like there's no like you can't put your gun out and head. It's like everybody pre-fires that. Like you're walking and like do. Bro, it is so fun because then like when you die, like it blacks out your camera, so it's like it feels like you're like
you got cooked.
Yeah,
no.
but it is so fun because like they have like gun game for it. Like they have a bunch. They only have a couple of different game modes, but it's like because like the movement is so slow, you can't run. It's like everybody then like
no slide canceling.
No, and that's why I'm like, oh, this is more my game. I'm like, now I'm not. People aren't doing circles around me. I'm like, yeah, we're right in front of each other. Either you finna miss or I'm gonna hit you, bro. One of the two.
And how's gaming in the NFL? Like during the season, are you allowed? I mean, I'm sure you are allowed, but do you play a lot during the season?
Not a lot, and I'm not like a big sports. Like if I hop on the game, like I'm playing Call of Duty, or like I'll play Fortnite. I played a lot of Red Dead too, actually during the season.
Okay.
I never played that, but I got on PC and like it was so fun to like try to figure out how to play PC on a different game, like instead of playing on Call of Duty, because I'm like, oh, don't! I hate this game, bro. Like about to break my desk. Except that, man, Red Dead be getting nasty too, bro. I'm like, man, that game is so fun though. Like I don't even think I finished the story mode just because like it's been so fun, like just to free roam. Like I've been trying to get the bear in that game for so long. I'm like, every time I go, I always die, bro. I'm like, frick, gotta figure out leave my second horse over there. And I gotta travel across the whole map, go find my horse, bro. I'm like, bro, it's been 3 days since I found my horse, bro. Like what the hell is going on? But
and in away games, do you guys do any gaming or no?
I have the Meta, like the VR. I think that's like the best for like traveling. But some of the guys like they have like the little mobile like PC setup. But I don't travel. I'm like now that they have the PlayStation, what is the bigger one that has the
it's like the portable
has the
one,
screen.
right?
Yeah. I try to take that everywhere I go because it's nice because you can still play some games. But normally just because I like to hang out with the guys, we try to sit once we have team dinner or like a team meeting, try to sit down at the table, just shoot the crap with the guys and have fun. Ordered some late night McDonald's. Okay. Back to McDonald's. Sorry. Last one about McDonald's.
All roads lead to McDonald's.
All
Yeah,
roads
pretty
lead to
much.
McDonald's.
You order McDonald's Uber Eats, you can get a cookie tote.
We've done that.
We've done that.
13 cookies.
It's so good.
So good.
When
bro.
they're fresh and hot.
The toe is crazy.
I don't think I've ever finished 13, but even when I'm out like by myself and I won't even order
You'll order
food
a
for the
tote by
guys.
yourself?
Oh, 100%. I'll probably bust down on 4 of them and then be like, yo, maybe in the morning I'm waking up and heading down to breakfast. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably have a cookie, but it depends. Like I'm not
pre-game meal.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you.
No, the tote is they're have you ever gotten their milk, their cookies and milk together combo? Crazy.
It's like
I didn't know they offer
the little
milk.
jugs.
They offer
They're like
milk.
the little. They're tiny little ones, but
Hey, that's all you need. I'm only eating 4 of them, so.
The totes. We love the tote.
the tote's gas.
McDonald's.
Are
man.
you a
Just never
movie
fail.
guy or show guy?
I prefer movies. I don't really watch too many TV shows. I'm like, I need the whole story in one sitting. I can't be like, yo, I'm about to come back and watch episode 5 later. I'm like, no, I better sat down and you tell me what happened right now. I'm like, I can't come back to it.
Are you a Marvel fan?
Marvel? Yeah.
That's fire. What's your favorite Marvel movie of all time?
Ooh, Infinity War for sure.
That's my favorite one.
Like, it was the best because my favorite. Bring me Thanos, and then he jumps down, he's got it, and he just wrecks everybody, bro. I'm like, why did we nerf Thor, bro? Like,
this is how you should have been the whole time,
bro. Like, oh my god, he comes in and they pretty much win that battle of Wakanda because of him, like, and then they lose it because he misses. But I'm like, yeah, I was really hurt in the end game, like when they had him like fat, chubby dude.
Just
Like,
lost. How you gonna take his aura away? And the Hulk too, bro.
yeah,
Don't
and
get
then
me
they
started on the
gave
Hulk.
his aura to freaking Captain America. Like, oh, he can hold it. No, nobody cares about Captain America, bro. Like, this is Odin's son, bro. I couldn't figure it out, bro. Like, what are we doing?
I agree.
I was hurt. That's like, I have that clip like screen recorded on my phone. Like, in fact, I don't know if you
Of
can
him
have,
like coming down. I seen it on TikTok a lot.
that is like my favorite. Like every time I think of Marvel, that's the one thing. Like I tell Coop that all the time. Like, oh, I don't know if your boys are ready for Marvel yet, but start them on an Infinity War for sure. Like start them at the end. Like you can work your way
And
back.
work your way back. I like that.
I love that, bro. But dude, W Pod, I loved it.
was
Great
awesome.
conversation. Learned a lot. Thank
McDonald's themed.
Yep.
you, bro. We have a quick tradition on the pod. I do a super quick prayer at the end. Is that fine with you?
Yeah, 100%.
Fire. Father God, just want to thank you so much for this pod. Thank you for the life of Puka. I just pray for his career, for his family. I pray, God, for everybody watching. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.